composure. Action. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one that I am so excited to film because I have here Jade, which is a local Miami skincare guru that's gonna help us take care of our skin better. So I have some concerns on my skin and I was like, Jade, help me.
This is not a test, it's the real deal. Help me. Help me.
And she was like, I got you, girl. So today's topic is going to be all about skincare for the average active woman. So we're talking to you directly. If you love to work out, if you love to sweat, we need to know what to do pre and post workout to keep our skin looking beautiful all day long. So we took it to Instagram and we asked you guys to send over some questions, some concerns, all things skincare related, so that Jade can go ahead and answer them for you. So without further ado, let's just get started. The first question says, what can be used after a workout? If you can't clean it with a cleanser, what's a good alternative?
Yeah, so that's actually a question that I get very often because a lot of people tell me, oh, I don't want to like put all my skincare items in my gym bag and take it with me to the gym. Or a lot of times people, think, well, my products are expensive. I don't want to waste it after the gym and then use it in the morning and at nighttime. The best recommendation that I usually give people is just maybe having a backup cleanser, something that's a little cheaper. Cetaphil usually works. Don't get me wrong, Cetaphil is not something that I recommend for everyday use all the time. It's not going to really fight acne, it's not really anti-aging, but it's something pretty basic that's going to cleanse your skin. You get it for like $5 at CVS and kind of just throw it in your bag and then wash your face really quick after your workout. A lot of people tell me, oh, I don't wash my face, I wait till I get home. But by the time you get home, you've already worked out, you've gotten in your car, you've driven home however long it takes you to get home, and then
Guilty.
Yeah. And then you wait like an hour, you cook, and then you wash your face. Mm-hmm. And throughout all that time, the bacteria has been sitting on your face the whole time, breeding, creating more bacteria.
Next question is, best way to avoid getting so many breakouts?
In general?
In general, yeah.
Honestly, you don't have to have like a seriously extensive regimen. I don't like to usually throw a bunch of things at people at once, especially if you don't have any sort of regimen. I don't want to tell you, do 9 steps at home. Like,
especially if you're like a beginner.
If you're a beginner, that's not really realistic. I'd say 3 steps. Washing your face, moisturizing, and SPF. SPF doesn't really have anything to do with breakouts, not necessarily, but it's going to stop your scarring and your hyperpigmentation from getting darker, and it's going to stop you from aging. So I usually work that one in. Cleansing is really important, and I would say get a cleanser that's meant for your skin type. Because a lot of times we just get whatever we need, whatever we can find, and it's not really meant for your skin type. Mm-hmm. So, get a good cleanser, get a good moisturizer. Moisturizing is really important too. That people think, oh, I don't moisturize because I'm going to get oilier, right?
That was my concern too, because I kind of have combination skin and it took me forever to find a moisturizer that didn't leave my skin looking oily.
Exactly. Yeah. And you want to get one that's good for your skin type. Don't get me wrong. If you're oily, you shouldn't be using a really thick cream. Mm-hmm. I'm dry, so I use a really thick cream morning and night. You need to find one that works for you, but you need to be using one. So those 3 steps are top 3. And I think if you kind of nail those down, then you can start working in other aspects.
Okay, next question is how to keep nose free from blackheads except the usual drinking water, eating healthy, sleeping well.
I'd be lying to you if I told you you're never going to get blackheads. You can do things that are going to be proactive and are going to prevent them, but eventually they're going to come up. It's just human nature. We have pores. It happens to me too, and I'm like super on top of it. Eventually you're going to have to get them decongested. So I think that's the number one thing, knowing that eventually you're going to have to get your blackheads removed. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, what can I do to like never have them come back? That's not really realistic. So I'd say at least get a facial at least once a year or at least every 6 months to decongest those blackheads. Because if you don't, what happens is your pores are going to continue to stretch out and stretch out. And even if you decongest them, they're just going to come right back in because your pores are so big, right? Mm-hmm. So just getting facials at least every 6 months to kind of get those blackheads removed is number 1. And then as far as what you can do at home, the 3 things that I mentioned before, I know that's pretty obvious, but...
So that's pretty much the foundation then?
That's pretty much the foundation for everything else. And then if you're specific for blackheads, I would say working in an exfoliator once or twice a week.
Okay, so next question is if you can talk a little bit more about dermaplaning and if it ends up making the hairs thicker.
Yeah, so that I get that question a lot too. A lot of people don't do dermaplaning because they're scared their hair is going to grow back thicker. So basically what dermaplaning is, it removes all the dead skin and all the peach fuzz. It's a really good alternative to something like a chemical peel because it has no downtime like a chemical peel. So it is going to help with hyperpigmentation, acne scars, Will it get rid of it all? No, because usually acne scars and hyperpigmentation has gone into the lower levels of your skin, and then you can have to do something like a chemical peel. But again, if you don't want to deal with that downtime, you could do dermaplaning, and over time, it will help remove all of that. It's nice because you get an instant, like, fresh-looking face. It does remove all of that dead skin. You are going to feel really replenished. Your skincare products are going to penetrate a lot deeper because now that big barrier isn't there. About the question about the hair, it doesn't grow back darker. The only way that your hair can grow back thicker or darker is if you're taking it from the bulb, like you're taking it from the hair follicle. This is just removing it on the surface, so it grows back in about a month exactly the same.
Is there any way to reduce the size of your pores? I feel like mine are getting bigger with time.
With time, if you're consistent with your at-home regimen, you know, the fundamentals that we mentioned before, you're exfoliating once or twice a week at home, and you get, you know, facials every few months, with time, it'll go away. But it's not going to be something that you're going to see immediate.
Yeah, I feel like that's something important to touch on, that it's important to just be patient with your skincare routine. Because, like anything, people want instant gratification, but it takes time to see results.
Yeah, it's really hard because sometimes I have people come and they say, can you fix this for me right now? You really have to be patient. You're not going to see results just one day of using your new cleanser. You know, you have to use that cleanser every single day, morning and night. You have to moisturize every single morning and night. So you really just have to be patient, and it's going to come with time.
Is there anything that we can be doing in particular before or after our workout that can keep our skin looking good? Because first of all, is it true that when you sweat a lot, it clogs your pores if you don't clean it right away?
Well, if you don't clean it right away, yes. If you clean it right away, not as much. Obviously, we have pores. Things are going to go into our pores. When we're working out, we're sweating, it's going into our pores. So post-workout, like I said, if you can bring your cleanser in your bag, and at least when you finish your workout immediately, going straight to the bathroom and washing your face really quickly. So I would say just wash your face in the morning, wash your face at night, and then directly after the gym. Obviously, never wear makeup to the gym, because I know that was one of the questions that I got.
That's gonna be hard to hear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Imagine you're working out, and then on top of all the sweat, that makeup is literally caking inside of your pores, creating even more oil and more buildup and stressing
your
out
pores
skin.
are like, no,
I'm crying. Exactly. Somebody asked me, home skin routine, are there proper ways or techniques or like hand motions to apply your products? So that was an interesting question. For the most part, when you're washing your face, circular motions is fine. As far as moisturizers go and lotions, I recommend just like patting it in. And then when it comes to things like under eye creams, there is a certain way to apply that. So you want to get your ring fingers, put it on your ring finger, and then kind of tap it in with your ring finger on the under eye. You know, if you do a little bit of a downward motion, it's not like you're going to age there on the spot, you know?
your skin is just gonna be hanging there.
You know what I mean? But I mean, of course, with time, every single night you're like going downwards, yes, it can sag your skin. Should we remove our makeup before working out?
Yes. God, please.
Just apply like an echo effect on that. Yes. What is the best way to prevent breaking out from sweaty workouts? I know this is a little extra, but cleaning your machines. Do you clean your machines? I don't know.
If you're face down on it?
If you're face down, clean your machines. Or even if you're not face down and you're just touching something, you're probably going to touch your face after that. And then you're spreading all the bacteria. And you have to keep in mind, there's a bunch of strangers, and I'm not saying they're gross.
The gym is a dirty place.
But the gym is a dirty place. There's a bunch of strangers working out, creating all their bacteria and sweat onto the machines, and you get on it, you put your hand on it, then you touch your face. So number one thing I'd recommend is just kind of wiping it down a little bit, even if it's with water, at least wiping down the machine. And then obviously things like, not wearing makeup before, washing your face directly after, things like that. What are the absolutely necessary steps in a skincare routine for every woman? So I think we mentioned that before, the cleansing, the moisturizing, and the SPF is absolutely necessary. That's what I would say you need to do. What sunscreen do you recommend for when you're going to be breaking a sweat? So there's two kinds of sunscreens. There's physical sunscreens and chemical sunscreens. I usually recommend physical sunscreens and just all around. That's what I recommend. Physical sunscreens actually work immediately. Chemical sunscreens take about an hour to actually take effect. So if you know you're going to be breaking a sweat, you're going to be going outside, you're going to be working out outside, I'd say use a physical sunscreen. Physical sunscreens will have ingredients like zinc oxide, more natural ingredients, whereas a chemical sunscreen will have chemical ingredients. And then just make sure that it also says broad spectrum. That's something that's very important as well, because not all SPFs prevent against both sun rays. There's UVA and UVB. They're both very important because one of them is what ages us and causes wrinkles, and the other one is what burns us. So you want to make sure that you find one that's preventing against both.
So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and you enjoyed seeing Jade on my channel. Thanks so much for coming on here and educating me and them. So hopefully you guys had your questions answered. If you would like for us to collab again and maybe answer some more of your questions, just leave it down in the comment section below and we'll get together again. So thanks so much for tuning in and we'll see you guys in the next one.